Hello, Sylvia here, nutrition and fasting coach. So the question, does fasting cause muscle loss? It came up in the group. I answered it in a post, but I wanted to elaborate a little more because it can be a little complicated and it depends. So when you are on a regular calorie deficit diet, without fasting, you will not, that usually don't take you into ketosis, which meaning you're in a calorie deficit, your body is going to try to get this energy from somewhere else without getting into ketosis. So that's when you might see a muscle loss. When you're fasting and you're able to make the metabolic switching from glucose to ketones, that's going to help you preserve the muscle mass. Because that's when your body switches over and uses your stored body fat for energy. And this is the key to everything. So in a shorter fast, if you're not able to make that switch from glucose to ketones because of whatever your metabolic not that flexible yet, or maybe you ate too many carbs in your eating window, whatever the reason may be, and you stay in that low energy area between glucose and ketones, that can cause your body to turn to muscle for energy. So to avoid that, we want to make sure that we prime that metabolic switch. And the best way to do that is to dip into some longer fast. If you can go to a 24, 36-hour fast here and there to just prime that switch, because usually a 36-hour fast is usually the best way to get your body, force your body into getting into ketosis and use that stored body fat for energy. Because as soon as you flip that switch and you start burning fat for energy, you're preserving your muscle. You're just using your body fat. So if you can do that, that will usually help you switch over. Because the quicker you can switch over in a fasted state, the less chance it is that you're going to burn muscle for energy. So the goal is to start to create some ketones within 12 hours of your last meal. So your overnight fast, when you wake up in the morning, you're already starting to create some ketones. That is the goal. And to do this, first you want to prime that metabolic switch by throwing in some of these longer fasts here and there. The diet is super important. You know, you want to avoid the really, really high carb foods, the sugary, the desserts, the breads and pastas and all these things that are very high in carbohydrates, because they just fill up your glycogen stores and makes it harder for you to switch over. So you want to make sure that you stick to a little lower carb diet. And also your last meals, especially a day before a longer fast, you want to make sure to maybe up your fats a little bit instead. So onto some of the studies out there that shows a muscle loss. They can be a little deceiving because what is measured is the weight loss, which is not fat loss during a fast. And the thing is that during a fast, or even a keto diet or carnivore diet where you're really low in carbohydrates, your body is depleting a lot of water retention, which on the higher carb diet, your body is naturally holding on to more water. So 1 gram of carbohydrates holds on to about 4 grams of water. So with less carbohydrates coming in, your body's going to deplete this. And this liquid is coming from your muscles. So when your muscle cells are depleting this water, that's the weight you see on that scale. So the weight goes down, but then when the fast is over and you refuel again, this weight is going to come right back on, and that's going to show you that it was never fat loss, it was never muscle loss, it was just fluids that's now coming back. So I hope this clear up some of the questions here. If you have more questions, please drop them below, and I will see you guys next time.